Let's talk about states of matter. You probably heard of these liquids, solids, and gases. You actually have seen all of these, right? You're breathing air right now as we speak. Hopefully, breathing, because otherwise, you won't be alive. But you've seen gases, you've seen liquids like water, and you've seen solids as well, right? So, what I want to talk about very quickly is what do we mean by states of matter when it comes to molecules and chemicals and how they are arranged? I'll tell you right now that we know the three states of matter, but scientists have discovered way more, way more. I think we at number seven as well. Another one that they will tell you a lot is plasma. So you have liquid, gas, solids, plasma, but also you have way, way more. And we can talk about those another day. But for today, we're just going to stick to the basics: gases, liquids, and solids. All right, so if we look at these, we're looking at their physical state. So you might have heard of physical changes. Physical changes is when you have a change that only changes the physical properties, doesn't change the chemical properties. Because if you change the chemical properties in an irreversible way, that's when you have chemical changes. So if you look at this graph that I have here, look at the molecules. The molecules that are close together on the first one, that's when you have solids. The solids are here. No, actually, no. Yeah, the solids are here close together and arranged in a very nice way. The liquids are more loose and the gases are way, way spaced out. All right. So if you look at, let's see if this video is gonna work. There you go. So look at this. The gases are apart from each other, but they're also moving way, way more. And then look at the liquids. They're a little bit closer, no, way closer, but they are also moving. They can move around. And look at the solids. They're just rigid, can't move, right? Very, very rigid and close together, right? So this is a nice demonstration of what we're looking at the molecular level. So we know some of the things, and you learn this, and some of these we can observe them. So, for example, volume and shape when it comes to gases, gases can expand to fill any volume, they can expand to fill any shape. The liquids cannot change the volume, but they can change the shape to fit the container. And the solids cannot change the volume, cannot change the shape. The density of gases is very low. Remember, the density is mass over volume. For gases, it's very low because they occupy a huge volume with a small mass. The liquid is high, is in the middle. The solids is really, really high because the solids are heavy over a small volume. The gases are very compressible. You can compress them. The liquids are almost not compressible, but they have a very low compressibility. Solids are incompressible. You can't compress them. And as we just saw in that video, the particle motion in the gases, they are moving around. The liquids, they are moving around, but not that much. And then the solids then don't move around as much. But very important, they are vibrating. Even though the molecules are not moving around, they vibrate. And if you look at the intermolecular distances, the gases have a very, very big distance. Liquid is close to each other. Solids are just pretty much stuck. Right? So that's how it looks like at the molecular level when it comes to solids, liquids, and gases. All right. So another thing to note about the states of matter is the changes. these three change from one to another, and you might have learned this before, but if you go from liquid to gas, it's evaporation. From gas to liquid, condensation. I'm looking at this figure right now, right here. So if you go from liquid to solid, you freezing something. When you're going from solid to liquid, you're melting it. And this one is interesting. When you're going from solid to gas, you're doing sublimation. When you go from gas to solid, it's deposition. So there's so much more that we can talk about in terms of change states of matter, but this is just a quick introduction to tell you what they are and what they mean at the molecular level. So next we're going to be talking about individual states like gases, liquids, and solids, and then we'll talk about some of the laws and maybe some of the formulas that are involved in this. All right, see you later.